Hello everyone, my name is Yuta Jazz, and today I'm going to quickly talk and make a video about following your dreams or doing anything that you want to do and just like doing it. Just go, just do it. That's kind of the whole point of the video, I guess. Um, because I've really noticed that a lot of people really struggle with getting out of their head, and it's like there's a tendency for us to get into stuff we don't like doing because we think it's more important, more relevant, more responsible, more just respected, even to some case. And it's not really freaking true. It's not freaking true. It's actually not better to, like, not always, don't, take this completely out of context, but if you're, like, making your schedule about the stuff that you need to do without ever doing anything you really want to do, even if it's just for a little bit, even if it's something minuscule, like you're actually losing a lot of joy and happiness this way. You're also not providing as much joy and happiness as other people are by like just being them and doing the weird stuff they like to do. Like it doesn't have to be something magnificent or big. I think we like to think about the destination, but not necessarily the exact like experience and journey about it, right? But legitimately, you just need to start and do one thing that you liked for that to snowball into anything over the course of a year, 2 years, even smaller amounts of time. But like if you really invest in your interests and your passions, that transforms everything about your life. Everything. It transforms the people around you, and it makes such a impact whenever you're seen by it. It's so joy filling, basically. So yeah, I guess like I keep coming back to the same topic because it's really important at this point in time. I think personally, to me, this is one of the most important topics for anyone at any point of their life. Yes, we sometimes have to do things that are difficult, that are not fun, that are getting us by, but life isn't just about that. And usually we put off doing things that we really want to or really like because of responsibilities or other things that limit us, right? Or I'll do it when I have the space, the peace, the time, the freaking people, the money, the whatever resource it is. There's always an excuse that I'm gonna get to it when I can, because I have too many important things currently right now that are outweighing it. What happens then is we actually never get to it. You can waste your whole life doing this. This is such a big trap absolutely everywhere, and it's supported by a lot of dynamics that we're unaware of. It doesn't have to always be a big thing where, like your family never appreciated or believed in your efforts on your interests or little hobbies or whatever, right? But it could be a case of, oh, it's not popular on the internet. When I try talking about it, people don't really pay much mind to it. Society in general is moving towards this type of vibe or this type of fashion, and what I believe in or think is cool isn't relevant. There are so many excuses that we can do about this topic. There's a million billion excuses that you can put together, and sometimes it is hard to start. Sometimes you start from a very ambiguous place where you're not quite doing the thing you want to or need to do for your own joy or hobby, right? But you're starting to make your environment more inviting for it to come around and for it to be like a part of your routine, to for it to be even like possible for you to partake in it more so than your responsibilities and whatever, making your life maybe eventually revolve around this hobby, right? But where you're starting out, it's like I can't, like, for I've neglected this aspect of who I am or how I am or my life, and my lifestyle has no room for it, right? That it's just different. It's difficult. I can't really get there. And it's okay if that's the case, because like honestly, you will get there when the time is right, but it's hard to start. That's admitted. Like That's why the saying that even exists, like the hardest step is just to start. Just the first step is the hardest, right? But really, if we continue making excuses, if we neglect this notion that we have passions and desires that are more important than just making it by day from day, right? Because if you look in the long term, nothing really changes when you're just looking after responsibilities. We're gonna have to do that all of our lives. We're gonna need to keep shit together, survive, and like do all of these things. It's like sleep. You can't really avoid it. Well, except for that one dude on the planet that constantly drinks and still can't sleep. But besides that, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like, we legitimately are always going to need to do the things that we need to do to get by, but we're not always going to have the option to just do things to be happy, to just enjoy ourselves. That's actually practiced, like, art in my eyes. It's so rejuvenating when you see other people going for what they like, or just doing it without any regard for other people that are around them or what have you. And if you look around in the crowd, usually the people that are going for their interests have positive attention towards them of some sort, regardless of what it is or how it is, right? When you start out, maybe you need to kind of work through some disagreements, but if it's a part of your lifestyle and it's a part of you to go for what you are, enjoying, for the happiness of these activities or these things that, that's just you, it just brings that to you. You have a different environment you're working in. Your life's a bit different. It's not as stagnant. It's a bit more flowy. And it's usually inspiring to other people as well, because it's who doesn't like seeing someone enjoy something to their heart's fullest extent, right? It's like seeing a kid in a candy shop that's just like, oh my god, I can actually get the stuff I really want today, like, mom, let me, go ham on it, within reason or whatever. But it's really when we invest in that feeling actually comes about. When we invest in it, other people receive it as well to their own, level or whatever. It's just a ripple effect. So yeah, if you really want to go for something, just go and do it. Just go and do it. It's really needed in the world. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be as little as your passion project in your garage, or in your like office, or bedroom, whatever. Like, make something a daily activity that you look forward to doing. If you know you like it, but you're anxious about it, you're worried, you're stressed, some other stuff's popping up, work on that. Work on the mentality and like reaction you're having to you doing what you want, because that's actually healing. That's important for like the process of coming together within oneself to be balanced and healthy in your mental and emotional state. It's also going to actually eventually help with physical stuff if you have any. Like, creativity and going for the things you love really does help health overall. It's a holistic thing. Not a lot of people give themselves even the right to be happy, or doing stuff that maybe doesn't have the monetary value or the productive value that they're seeking, right? To just make it day from day. But if you know that you already are handling your responsibilities and other things, why not just spend a little extra time for yourself to be happy? Everyone around you is gonna become happy because of it. They're gonna eventually like support you in that. And if they can't support you, they'll go away. You won't have problematic people no more as well, because you gotta focus on what you like. You gotta have space for that. You gotta make it work. You gotta invest in it to get anything back. Happiness works like that. You gotta manage it. You gotta look to it. And then you gotta look to who you are when you're doing that. What is, just your state of mind? How do you feel? What is your lifestyle? How do you start talking to people? Any other little detail, you know, whatever. You're definitely, like, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna see it. And if you've never done it, it's a scary premise. If you don't know what it is yet, I've recently had a conversation about that too. We'll probably dive into it deeper with time. But if you don't know what it is, sit with yourself, get to know yourself, get to, like, I guess, a point where you're focusing on a proper relationship within yourself to then actually look at the things you like, talk about them, support them, right? If you might be in a state where you have your interests so repressed that it's going to be a little while before you're like, okay, this is actually what I want. And then it's going to be a little while before you're like, okay, I'm going to go and get it. I'm going to run. I'm going to go. And it's okay, because a lot of people have not been, you know, having an easy time with it as well. A lot of us are struggling on the topic of, you know, how do you go for the stuff you like and what you dream of doing? Or how do you just stay happier throughout your daily routine and lifestyle? Right? It's the point of it is like doing the stuff you like. Just happiness comes from, you know, what you exercise, what you practice. And a lot of us get taught to practice things that get you by but don't make you happy. So be the light that we're all looking for. Be the inspiration, you know? Be the person that you want to see in the world. Be whoever you want to be. You know, doesn't matter if you're public or closed behind doors about it. Doesn't matter if it's really wacky or weird. As long as you're not harming people, right? As long as you're not harming people, ruining the planet or some other horrendous bullshit, then you're fine. You can do what you want. You can go out after it. Doesn't matter who yelled at you or who told you no, or how unpopular it is or was, or whatever. Like, in this day and age, we have all the opportunity to do what we want and invest in it and figure out the ways we can, like, let ourselves go there. You don't need extra things. You don't need the right time. You don't need the right whatever. You need to start right now and then see where that goes and leads and how it develops into whatever it is. You need to give that space for you to realize who you are and what you like and what you want, and to invest into that to get those answers. You need to keep questioning and believing that you're figuring it out, however long it takes. And sometimes, you know, it's hard. That, like, a lot of people get into a point of, like, who am I really? What do I really like? What do I want to do? And it's natural to take time there. It's just a part of it. And you might go through this a few times, right? There's people that are like jacks of all trades. They go from one project to the other, and they just go all over the place like that. And they're an artist, a builder, a painter, but that didn't happen in one night. Some of them maybe, like, grew up, you know, doing that, so they actually invested more time. It was a part of their early developmental years, and so they have a muscle and a knack for it. If they repressed it in their teenage years, but they still grew up doing it, they know where they need to go back. If you've never done this, you have your work cut out for you. But that should be all the more exciting because it's going to be completely new, completely exciting, completely unknown, and you're the one that's going to be figuring it out for yourself. You know, it's going to be like an adventure, more or less. And it's really worth it. It's really worth it. So yeah, I hope you go for the things you really want to. Because we need to see it, and, you know, you deserve to do what you like and be happy about it. And there is also just your right, you know, to be happy and get those answers. So, yeah. Thank you for, you know, watching this video, doing what you do with whatever it is, even if I've never seen it or heard about it, or no one's gonna ever see and hear about it. But thanks for, liking, commenting, and also subscribing or supporting my content in any way. I really appreciate it. And if you want more, you can go check out my link tree for other stuff I do online all over around the internets. So, yeah. See ya and have a good one. Peace.